Over the last 7 months, we have totally transformed this barn.
What started as derelict and forgotten has now become a truly beautiful home.
But now we have been given the go-ahead to transform this garage into this one's little brother. Yet again, this has been left by the previous builders for over 2 years.
And over time, problems don't stay hidden. They compound and they get worse.
And because of that, we are going to have to strip this totally back.
Stripping it back isn't about demolition. It's about understanding what we are really dealing with here.
And as you can see, we have already found problems. We've got steels packed up off of timber, 10 by 10 oak posts hanging off of brickwork. We have also got a huge water problem we have got to find.
And these are only the start. Trust me, it gets worse from here. At times, it's hard to see how this place is still upright.
Just like the barn, this isn't going to be simple, but let's cut the talking and let's get grafting.
With the front of the roof already opened up, the next step is to keep working our way around. Stripping off the old remaining felt, denailing the ply and exposing everything underneath. It's slow, repetitive work, but it's the only way to see what's really going on. The goal for this build is simple. Build the client their dream workshop. Something solid, functional, and built properly from the ground up. But it doesn't take long before something feels off. The more we strip back, the more obvious it becomes there's a serious lack of fixings, strength, and no real structure whatsoever. Before going any further, the lads get temporary bracing installed, then the rotten walls come off. New boards go on and the building is weathered in. Safe, dry, and already looking like a different place. And while the boys finish that off, make sure you're sat down, because I'm about to walk you through every single issue we've uncovered so far.
As you can see, the roof has been fully stripped on this garage, but of course there has been issues the same as what we uncovered to the barn. The first thing that come apparent when we stripped this roof, that the gable walls were not tied to the roof. So we've had to install noggins between the rafters, put plate straps across the roof and tie in the gable walls in, so that has secured this together. Another major issue on this roof is there is no triangulation, which means this floor, which was installed by previous builders, has been installed too low. So these joists should have sailed through from rafter, eaves height, both sides, and tied together. But that's obviously not the case. So we've been on the phone to the structural engineer and we've come up with a new plan. The plan is to install an ashlar wall on the underside of the front of the dormers, which means we'll build down onto this, which then we can then add noggins between with plate straps going over the top of the oak beam at the front, which will then hold this together or help with that. Another issue, because the floor has been installed lower than where it should have been, as just explained, we have a flitch beam running through into the main steel, which goes from back to front of this garage. What we've come up with is the structural engineer suggested putting a 900 flat strap plate across every single one of these joists to tie this together. But if we do that, we will have to router out the bottom of every single floorboard. So when our ashlar walls are in and in position, we are going to glue a 2x1 timber across the full length from ashlar wall to ashlar wall. Once that's glued, we can then glue our floorboards directly to this, which is going to tie everything together and stop that spread. I am currently leaning on another one of the big structural issues. Can you spot what's wrong here? I'll give you a little hint. So this should have been a triple coming this way, to allow for the double to pick up the staircase. But as you can see, we've got 50mm of timber left in this 6x2. So if I put a staircase on that and someone of a large size decides to jump on this, I'd imagine that would snap and it wouldn't be long before they'd be down there.
Even while we're addressing the problems we can see, we're still finding more. That includes the dormers, which once again come down to a serious lack of fixings.
We also have ceiling collars which haven't been bolted, and we've got 18mm ply in between one of these collars and the rafters. Don't ask me why they didn't just move that rafter over 18mm. There's no reason for them not to have done that, but hey ho, we're gonna have to take that out, knock that over so it all runs in line, collars nice and straight, bolt them up, another job to the list. Just one more little issue that we've had to get over. The previous builders trimmed out for Veluxes. Don't know what size Velux is, because whatever it was, we couldn't get a Velux to fit in it. Plus their trimming was horrendous. I've never seen anything like it. So we've ripped them out. We're gonna reset to the correct size Velux to go in this hole. Then that's another proper job done.
Given what we already know from the barn, we expect a few quirks here and there, but this goes far beyond that. We never imagined a building this new being put together so badly. So, in no time at all, and not on camera, the lads get the ashlar walls installed. And just like that, the building is one step closer to being structurally sound. As we've already seen, this place is far from safe. So under instruction from our structural engineer, we start tying everything together properly. L brackets go in the bottom of every single rafter, along with steel straps running from eaves plate onto the floor joists. All designed to stop movement and properly lock the structure together. At the same time, John works his way through the dormers, fixing them together the way they should have been fixed from day one. Done, we go round and cut all of our rafter feet ready to take our soffits, giving us a clean, straight line to work from later down the line. With that now sorted, we also got our Veluxes trimmed out to sizes that actually exist, and we can now buy windows for. Inside, Ryan installs 2x1 battens glued and screwed from ashlar wall to ashlar wall. It's another layer of security and another step towards a workshop that's built to last. For the next part, I'll pass you over to John.
As Dan previously explained, this roof was completely structurally unsound, no triangulation, nothing holding it together. We've now put all the metal work on, put everything as the structural engineers wanted, basically, so to make it structurally sound. So hopefully now we're ready to put all the board on, which will give it more strength, stop it racking over, and then we get it all weather tight.
About 79 takes, but we've got there.
Cheers for that, John. Boarding the roof isn't just about closing it in. Each sheet fixes multiple rafters together, turning the roof into one rigid structure, like laying a solid blanket over the top and locking everything into place. With heavy rain forecast over the weekend, we also throw temporary plastic sheeting over the roof, making sure that the OSB stays dry and protected from this gnarly weather we're about to get.
Finally, we have a dry day. The sun is out. It's lovely and warm. This side of the roof, that side's not so warm. So now that it's dry, we're going to continue and get the rest of the boarding on the roof and ply these two dormers. You can see we are putting black plastic down to temporarily cover the roof because we don't want this OSB getting wet and rotten again. That's the whole reason why we've stripped it back off, because then we're going to have the roofers come in behind us very, very soon and start felt and battening this place so that it is fully weathered in. Now we're back inside and I feel very safe now that we have done all of the metalwork that is needed to tie this roof back together. We've got a lot of metal straps, brackets, timber glued to places, which I would show you in a second. But now that is all done to the structure engineer's spec, I do feel safe standing up here, because before nothing was tied together on this roof. No ashlar walls, no nothing. But as you can see, the ashlar walls are in. We've timber locked everything as asked by the structural engineer. If you come down here, you will also see now that PU glue directly from ashlar wall to ashlar wall with a batten glued and screwed across the joist, holding all of these joists into this flitch beam. So, what does that mean? Now we can then glue the flooring on top of that to fix the flooring through, and this whole thing will become rigid and will never go anywhere. Fingers crossed. At this point, I need you guys to thank me. Why, you say? Because we was going to keep this content from this garage until it was completely finished. But after hundreds of messages from everybody asking, where's the barn content? Where is it? We need to see more. What we're going to do is release this as a small series. So you will get to see every stage of this build. So you're not going to have to wait until it's all completely finished. No, you're not. So please do me a favour. When this video goes out, smash that hype button. Let's get this reach far and wide so that everybody can see what we are doing and make this garage look like that beautiful barn.
The weather window's closing fast, so it's all hands on deck to get this wrapped up in time.
As you can see, we have just managed to get the roof temporarily weathered in before the heavens have opened. We've got a few days now of bad weather. You can see we've got the Tyvek on the outside of the walls. The boys are gonna run round and put some battens up because the winds are supposed to pick up, which is typical. You can see inside they're totally clearing everything out, ready for us to progress inside. But for now, that is all.
With the inside finally cleared out, it's time to deal with the staircase situation.
The stairwell saga continues. So what are we going to do now? We are going to strip this out totally, which means we're going to take these hangers off for these short sections of floor joist. We're going to take this double out. The reason why, we have showed you before, I'll show you again. We've got notches over the header of the door there, and we've got a big notch out of here. So what are we going to do? We are going to cut the stair wall below you there. We're going to cut that down to get a triple trimmer going across all the way to here, which means we can hang this trimmer off of that triple, and we're going to do the same on here. So put a triple through there, hang this trimmer both sides, then infill the floor joist. Lots of alterations, but we can't cover this up because, like I say, if someone jumped on that, I'm pretty sure that that end would snap and you'll end up down there pretty quick. I generally do not know why any of this carpentry work has been carried out like this. We've all scratched our heads, but if you was a carpenter, you'd know full well not to do this type of stuff. So in my head, I think someone has done this that is either a newbie or someone that really didn't care about what they're doing. So this is why we are having to rectify all of their shoddy work.
And in the blink of an eye, the lads rip out the previous attempt because frankly, it never stood a chance. John and Luke then get cracking on reinstating it the correct way. A quadruple trimmer goes in, running from the front oak ring beam all the way to the central flitch beam, this time using proper joist hangers. From there, a double trimmer runs across to the gable wall, creating a safe, solid opening for the staircase. Finally, the joists are hung back to the flitch beam, finalising this section exactly how it should have been originally. With the staircase finally dealt with properly, it's time to turn our attention back to the roof, getting everything prepped and ready for the roofers to come in so it can be felted and battened. That means working our way through the soffits and the fascias and setting this building up for its next stage.
John and Luke have made a start on putting all of our soffits and fascias. Slightly different to the barn, whereas the barn had open eaves, this is built differently. So what we're going to do, we've got our green oak soffits, which are here 30mm by 150. We have rebaited our fascias so that we've got a lip, as you can see, 15mm, because this is going to move, it's going to shrink. So we've rebaited the fascia to sit over. We're going to screw every single one 25mm down. Normally you can leave yourself a 50mm kick. We're going to cut ours short at 25. The reason for that is so that we can get airflow up on the roof, which means we're going to have an over fascia vent screwed on the top of our fascia. So the boys have been round, cut all of the existing rafter legs off nice and plumb, nice and straight. They're on the barn ends at the moment. They're going to continue getting this all up. Once that's done, the roofers are in to get this felt and battered.
Just like the barn, this place is getting all the oak we can throw at it. Oak weatherboarding all the way round, with counter battens already installed in preparation, alongside solid oak soffits and fascia boards. You can see John routing out the back of the fascia boards so that the soffit board can sit in this groove, meaning if the oak moves, there won't be a gap appear from the underside, before passing them up onto the scaffold and getting them fixed in place. And as you can probably notice from how white everything suddenly looks, as we head towards the Christmas break, the temperatures drop, and it drops fast.
If you can see me through all of this clothing, it is our first day back at the garage. And as you can see, it is frozen. I am standing on the pond.
Even with weather like this, the roofers are still on site, cracking on and getting the roof underway.
As you can see, the temperature on my phone is -9.5. That is cold. And I'm going to take my hat off to them. The boys are up there. We're going to see what they're getting on with because they are back to start putting the roof on this garage. Right, as you would have just seen, it's bloody freezing. But the lads have been flying through getting all of our green oak fascias and soffits installed, all mitered and joined on the edge, screwed and going to be plugged. nicely. So we've got the front and the backs finished. We've got both dormers done, as you can see up there. It's gonna look absolutely beautiful. So we've got the barn hips as well, which have been done. We've obviously covered everything over during this cold period just to give the oak a little bit more life expectancy, because I'm feeling like I'm nearly ready to drop. It's so cold. But you can also see behind me, the lads are cracking on getting this roof prepared to start tiling. So if Joe turns round and looks at the roof behind us, that is this one's big brother. So we're going to make this look exactly the same as that. So first of all, the lads are going to crack on, get the felt done. We've got lathes on here to give us a bit of distance for our battens. Obviously let a bit of breathe in so it's not sat tight on top of our felt. So we've got a little bit of distance. So they're going to crack on, get this all weathered in, and then jump over to the back. So what else have we been up to? Let's go around the back. Oh, I'll tell you what, come this way and we'll see what we've been up to on both ends. So as you would have seen also, the boys been very busy getting this place wrapped up. So we've got all of our breathable felt on our OSB from the outside. Then we've got all our vertical battens ready to take our oak cladding to match the barn.
And while the roofers are pushing on up top, John and Luke turn their attention back inside, reinstating the stud wall around the staircase. As you would have just seen, John and Luke have reinstated the stud wall which has created the stairwell. So now that is installed, you would have also seen just a minute ago that the clients were on site. That was because we was running round getting everything set ready for the first fix electric. So we just had a discussion to see what sort of system we are going to do, but I think we are going to run this on its own separate oil boiler. So I'm going to have a chat with the plumber, chat with the electrician. Stay tuned and we'll see where we end up with that one. And last on the list of tying this entire place together, John and Luke jump upstairs and get our T&G structural ply flooring installed, gluing and screwing every single board, meaning all structural changes to this place have finally been made, and this workshop is now fully structurally sound and going nowhere. With us out the way and the roofers given the space they need, they crack on and get the front of the roof felted and battened. After a few stops and starts, caused by some temperamental weather, the lads then smash out the back of the roof as well, bringing us right up to where we are now.
This place has totally transformed from 2 months ago when we first started. The shell is ready for us to start putting tiles on the roof, weatherboard on the walls to make that look like this one's baby brother. For you guys, it might not seem like we have done a lot, but trust me, we have put some serious time into getting this structurally sound so that this garage will last for years and years to come. With the windows and doors now ordered and the Velux ready to go in, we have tiles to go on the roof, weatherboarding to go on the walls. We've got electricians, plumbers, insulation, plastering, plasterers, you name it. So stick around to see this build come together. I forgot the most important bit. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and the little bell notification to be notified when we drop another video for this build.